Many Newcastle United fans understand that in this transfer market we have to sell to buy, which is also currently being proved right as we haven't sold and we haven't bought as of yet. But that could all change as Newcastle United have been offering Callum Wilson to quote-unquote Premier League giants and a Premier League club, which he's also got a very good record against. And other news which we'll get into is Newcastle United have sent a youngster out on loan, and Newcastle United and Adidas will be opening a Borussia Dortmund style themed MEGASTORE, which personally I cannot wait. Of course, a MEGASTORE in where we're going to sell all of our commercial merch, all the new kits and sort of stuff like that. Without further ado, let's get into today's news and of course in detail. Right then, lads and lasses, how we're doing, and welcome back to the channel. We've got another upload again. Of course, we're doing daily news. Like if you do enjoy the video, subscribe if you're new around here for daily news, and we'll never ever miss a sort of content upload. Now, the news we've been given today is that Newcastle United have actually been trying to offload Callum Wilson themselves. Of course, there has been teams interested like Atletico Madrid, who come in with a loan offer, I believe it was, and Newcastle United rejected that, and Atletico Madrid couldn't actually pay or match Callum Wilson's wages with the club of Newcastle, wanting to take a little sort of percentage of that, of course, as you would do for a loan deal. But we've got news today from many sources, many reliable sources, that Newcastle United have offered Callum Wilson to Premier League giants, like I just said, Man United and Chelsea. Probably the two biggest overspenders in the world of football. If we can scam a little bit of money out of them, I'd be very, very happy. But another one in West Ham, who, of course, he's got an unbelievable record against. Now, we'll get into the loan and the sort of MEGASTORE sort of news later, but we'll do the Callum Wilson one right now. And this is given to us by Ben Jacobs, a very reliable source, who also give us the Miguel run to Saudi Arabia news, which as of now is dying down a little bit because he's told Newcastle United that he wants to stay here. And of course, he's got a 3-year deal here until 2026. So it looks like he's going to stay. Right, on to the Callum Wilson news. This says Callum Wilson is being offered around, even though Newcastle United have insisted that he's not for sale. Now, straight off the bat, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. This is my only stance on Callum Wilson. Fantastic goal scorer. I mean, 7 goals and 14 starts this season, or even 14 games played overall. It's fantastic, but he's 31 years old. He's aging. He's getting injured all the time, as he always has done. He's missed 60% of games at Newcastle United since he's come through his injury. It's not a record you want to have whatsoever. If he could have stayed injury-free, he would have been an absolutely unbelievable player, as he still is right now, but the injuries are still his downfall, and you can't trust that at the top level where we want to aspire to be as a football club. But back onto the news, Atletico Madrid, like I did just say, couldn't proceed with the loan deal, and of course Newcastle did want to do that anyways because it wouldn't benefit us financially, and we would be losing Callum Wilson and just be left with Alexander Isak as a senior striker. But several Premier League clubs, including Chelsea and Manchester United, are aware that they might have a chance at the striker for 18 or 20 million pounds. Now, me personally, look, he is 31 years old, he is injury-ridden, but I still believe we can get a pretty good fee out of him. 18 or 20 million pounds. You let me know what you think of that down below, of that sort of transfer valuation. But for me personally, I think that's half decent. Like we've just mentioned the sort of reasons why it may be that much, but with Chelsea and Manchester United, you've got a big exploitation gap there. We know what to pay for players. Enzo Fernandez, yes, he's a very good player. Is he 100 million pounds worth? Moises Caicedo, for 115 million pounds, all I can say about that is he's a decent footballer, and 115 million pounds should seriously be getting you some of the best footballers in the world, and he's absolutely nowhere near that. 17-year-old Lewis Miley's been putting in better performances, and we've got this by Graham Bailey of HITC Football, also on Callum Wilson, but like I said, this is to West Ham. West Ham are interested in striking a January deal for Newcastle United's Callum Wilson, as the England international is offered to Premier League giants, Chelsea and Man United. They are Premier League giants, let's be real, although they are in a bit of decline. How much money they spend, man, honestly, it gets on my nerves. They spend so badly. But away from that for a second, Callum Wilson is being offered around. Maybe going to West Ham with that little link he's got with the podcast with Mikel Antonio. But the thing is, if we did sell Callum Wilson, it's pretty self-explanatory. We'd get 18 to 20 million pounds. That needs to be reinvested straight away to a striker. You let me know down below if you've got any sort of options that you would like to bring at striker. Of course, preferably it would be a younger one. Would do like experience. Of course, Alexander Isak is 23, 24 years old. I can't remember off the top of my head. He's one of the best in Europe, undoubtedly. But we do need maybe an experienced striker and an up-and-coming one. Of course, if we do sell Callum Wilson, that's only one senior striker left in Alexander Isak, and it does need bolstered up. Going in all the competitions, if we do get Europe this year for next season, we definitely need more than 2 strikers at the club. And that was proved a problem this season where we didn't even have a singular striker at one point. Young Ben Parkinson was having to fill the boots, or even Anthony Gordon, who, in my opinion, I love him as a winger, is definitely one of the best performing players right now in the team as a winger, but as a striker, he's absolutely hopeless. He doesn't offer one nothing, which isn't his own fault, because he's got the balls to actually play in a position which isn't his natural position. But moving on away from Callum Wilson, you let me know if you'd take 18 or 20 million pounds, which is what Chelsea and Manchester United think they actually have a chance at, which of course proves that they are interested and that they do want the striker. For me personally, I'd take 20 million pounds, but it needs to be invested straight away, and of course there isn't a lot of time to do these sort of deals in the January transfer market. Now moving on quickly, we'll just touch upon this, and of course the Megastore, which I've got a lot of talk about. This is given to us by Jordan Cronin, and of course Newcastle United have confirmed that they've sent 21-year-old Dylan Stevenson out on loan to South Shields. I thought I was going to say North Shields there, but it is South Shields. Of course, they are a non-league outfit. The 21-year-old, I believe his last senior ever goal was when we beat Al Hilal 5-0 in the Saudi Arabia pre-season. Was it the Riyadh sort of trophy where Jacob Murphy was going mental with the trophy? But he is out on loan, and he's out of contract this summer as well. I think he's going to be on the bad end of the stick, where it's just this academy's been so underproven, it's been so underinvested, it's just not been looked upon really. The women's team in the academy under Mike Ashley was just something that was never brought about. Newcastle United were literally just a team who just keep them up every season, it'll be alright. But it looks like Dylan Stevenson is going out on loan to South Shields, and we'll wish him the best of luck there. But on to something which hasn't been touched upon by many people whatsoever, but for me personally, I'm very, very excited, and I'm going to say exactly why. Now, this is given to us by Mark Douglas of iPaper Sport, and he says that Newcastle United and Adidas are going to be opening a Borussia Dortmund inspired, of course they are a very big, unbelievably worldwide known club, Megastore, with over 100 new staff going into this now. The current Newcastle United store, it's not the worst in the world, and it's definitely not the best in the world. I'm going to get onto a lot of things here, but that Newcastle United store right now, there's nothing wrong with the staff in it. I mean, every single one of the staff are very friendly. They're very happy to help you. Honestly, I've probably had a good laugh with a fair few of them. They are really, really nice. The lasses in there, the lads in there, I don't want to stereotype, but they are all very, very nice people. It's not their fault whatsoever. But the club shop at the minute, it is pretty small. The queues are absolutely massive. It is a little bit staff... I wouldn't say underfunded, but there's not a lot of staff there. For the shirt printings, there's maybe one when there's a massive queue of people. It's not their fault whatsoever. But another thing which was proven to be a case a pretty fair few months ago, that there was people actually burgling the Newcastle United club show. They were smashing the windows and going when there was no security guards there whatsoever. I mean, Newcastle United was a Champions League team this season. Castore, you're a multi-million-pound company. You think you'd want to pay a security worker to go and sort of protect your money. You're just losing money there. Newcastle United's losing money there. It was a bit daft, but the sooner Adidas come, they're going to build this mega store, and I seriously can't explain how good this is for Newcastle. On a personal perspective, for me, it's absolutely fantastic. I love football kits in itself. I've bought AC Milan kits. Of course, I love AC Milan. They are my overseas team. So many reasons why I love them. But football kits in itself, I am a very big fan, and especially the Retros Adidas kit. I seriously don't think there's one which I actually dislike. I mean, I could name about 10 now that let's push it a bit further. I can name 20 retro Adidas kits from the 1990s with Newcastle United, of course, in partnership, mostly the Brown Ale era, that I absolutely adore. I've got a fair few in my wardrobe right now. They're just all perfect. Not only is it a good sort of, in a sense, where the kits are appealing to fans, and we're going to actually have a very big line outside of that Adidas store next season, but it's the commercial exposure that gives us to Newcastle United as well. We are think of... Correct as if I'm wrong, but I believe it's of 6 or 9 elite teams that Adidas have. They actually make like if they do make you an elite team, they make a 4th kit, which it is a little bit of a money grab. But am I complaining? Absolutely not. I'd buy probably all the way up to a 40th kit. But I think it's Manchester United, Arsenal, Newcastle United, Bayern Munich, and I seriously can't remember the rest. I know that's pretty bad for me. But they have elite teams, Flamengo as well. That's another one, which they bring out a 4th kit, and it normally is a retro kit. They can bring out whatever they want. Please bring out the retro jumpers like the Brown Ale ones. We'll buy every single one. Of course, we know that Brown Ale will not come back because they're just not as fashionable anymore. Not even that, but they're not as popular anymore. You don't see them in enough bars. They're not really on draft, or it's just a bottle you see in the supermarket. They aren't as popular anymore, but Christ almighty, if they actually managed to pull that off, there'd be record sales hit, 110%. But like I said, the commercial aspect of it, we've seen Alexander Isak today do an Adidas promo with Joe Linton yet again. Joe Linton, Anthony Gordon, and Lewis Miley have done one in the past as well. Adidas is coming here for the complete better, for the exposure side of it, and for the kits as well. Honestly, it's in financial fair play, every single thing is going to be a positive. Just you wait, and it's also been a confirmed date when Adidas are going to come to Newcastle United and release the kits. It's June the 24th. which conveniently is very, very good for me. That's 3 days after my birthday. Of course, my birthday is June the 21st. I believe that's actually 1 day after Messi's, I think. But anyways, 3 days after my birthday, Adidas kits will be released in the Newcastle United club store, and you can bet 110% I will be at that club store on the day, of course. And normally in previous seasons, like the 2021-22, which is my first year with a season ticket, you could go on the day. You could be the first person on the day, and there'd be about 5 people waiting behind you for the Newcastle United kits on the day of being released, of course, with Castor. There was 5 people there. It wasn't sort of fashionable. Nobody really bothered. They just got them when they could. But I can guarantee you 110 million% on the day of when them Adidas kits are released, there'll be a queue right from the door, from the gala gate, all the way around to level 7 where my entrance is for my season ticket. I can guarantee you that they are going to be so fashionable, and I can seriously not wait. You let me know your thoughts on the Megastore, and yet again, would you sell Callum Wilson for 18 to 20 million pounds? Without further ado, I've been Geordie Josh. Like if you do enjoy the video, subscribe if you're new around here. I'll see you all very soon. I think we're going to do a Fulham match preview tomorrow. If we're not, I don't know, we'll do it another day. But thank you very much for watching. I've been Geordie Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.